Welcome back. The Ministry of International Relations and Trade and the Ministry of Industries, Mines and Energy recently held the 12th Ministerial Business Engagement in Omuthiya, Shikoto region. The session brought together government officials, business leaders and the public to discuss Namibia's economic transformation, explore investment opportunities and show how local businesses can benefit from the African Continental Free Trade Area. We are now joined by the Minister of International Relations and Trade, Madam Salma Shipala Musaivi, to expand further. Madam Shipala Musaivi, thank you so much for joining us this evening and welcome to the Daily Roundup.
Thank you very much for having me, Nina.
Well, to start with, talk to us about what the main goal of these ministerial business engagements are and what progress, has been seen so far in helping local businesses connect to wider trade opportunities.
Well, as you know, at the beginning of the 8th administration, the president has actually extended the mandate of the Ministry of International Relations by adding trade as well as investment. So what we have decided to do, given that we are responsible for creating market access for Namibian goods and services, is to go to the regions and actually find out for ourselves what exactly does each region produce. And also to explain to our business people, especially including the SMEs, that when we talk of the African Continental Free Trade Area, we are actually talking about efforts that the government has made for them to also access the African market. So we want to make it a continuous process where we explain to them what are the opportunities in accessing the market, and also for us to know what are the challenges, and to explain to them what is actually needed, that it's competition. It's about standard of your product, and to really just optimize what we locally produce. So that is what informed the decision to go to the regions.
Madam Musaivi, there's many Namibians that still find the African Continental Free Trade Area but abstract and difficult to grasp. So in simple terms, how will this free trade area benefit ordinary business owners and producers within the country?
Okay, let me take an example. You will recall that in June this year we have exported salt to Nigeria and Cameroon. That was just one example. So we can also access the market by selling our agricultural produce. Medical doctors in Namibia can actually open their practices in other African countries and other service providers. So what we are doing when we go to the regions is to explain in detail what are the steps necessary for you to access a market either in Angola, in Nigeria, in Ghana, and so on. And I should say that this is a process that actually has really been very well and received by the business people, because knowledge is power. If you don't have the information, you can't do anything, but if you are empowered by the information, you can use it to your benefit.
You also spoke very strongly about the need for high product standards to be able to compete internationally. So what kind of support or training is available to help these small and medium enterprises meet those standards?
Yes, there is support, and as I've covered 12 regions by now. And everywhere I've gone, I'm always accompanied by a representative from the Ministry of Industries, because they are responsible for manufacturing, production, internal commerce, and also a representative from NAMRA. Now, the Ministry of Industries have a scheme where they are assisting our entrepreneurs with product development. But from a perspective of investment also, since we deal with investment from our ministry, We are also looking for investors to go into joint ventures with some of our entrepreneurs, and by way of assisting them to raise the standards of their products so that these products can then access the market. For example, I went to Leopoldsville when I went to Omaheke, and there was a group of women who are producing silk scarves. So we are now in the process of helping them first just to basically upgrade the standard of the product. And I'm happy to say that we have actually found an investor and also an off-taker. I will not go into detail now, but those are some of the things that we are busy with.
That's great news indeed. With your consultations, you've also visited a women's cooperative near Oshakati, I understand. But talk to us about how such community-driven projects can be scaled up to include more women and youth in trade and manufacturing.
You mean the one on agriculture?
That's correct.
Oh, okay. No, when I went to Oshikoto and Omsati, everybody was emphasizing on agriculture and agricultural business. So we intend to go back because most of it pertains to cross-border trade. But really what we are trying to do is to find a market for their products. So we are emphasizing value addition. We are telling them your local products can find a market, but we need to add value. Yes.
Madam Musaivi, you've cautioned that Namibia should not become a dumping ground for foreign products. So what steps, would government take to protect local industries and ensure that competition is fair?
Well, it goes back to what I just mentioned now, value addition. So we need to add value to our own products, number one. We need to come together to create a critical mass. What I see in most of our region is that we are working in silos, having the same products. But if we come together, then it's easy to create a market. And I think the message is filtering to them.
Well, after this 12th engagement, what are the next practical steps that the ministry will take to make sure that Namibia fully benefits from the free trade area and also strengthens its position when it comes to regional trade?
Well, the next step now is our last engagement will be in commerce because we have to cover all the regions. And then after that, we'll make a cabinet submission because when we go around, we are not only talking about market access. Market access is huge. People are bringing up issues that pertain to their region. So a cabinet submission will be prepared to say, on agriculture, this is what the regions are saying. On mining, this is what the regions are saying. On health, this is what they are saying. On market access and so on. And then every ministry can now take their share, and then we take it from there.
Your final remarks this evening?
My final remarks is just that I am very, very encouraged by what I'm seeing in the regions. We have an opportunity as a people to grow our economy. Let's just come together, work together, and we can create sustained economic growth in our country for the benefit of all and for us to compete in the region and globally. We have the capacity.
Madam Musaivi, thank you so much for your time this evening. It was lovely speaking with you.
Thank you, Nina. Bye.
That was the Minister of International Relations and Trade speaking to us on the line, Salma Ashipala Musaivi. We're going to take a brief break and then our conversations continues. Stay with us.